What's up, guys? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about a very important topic, which is the struggles of trading. And I had posted last week that I was going to make a video based on your guys' questions on how to find a solution for your struggles of trading. So there's a lot of comments, and some of them are the same comments. So I picked my favorites and put it into a document. And I did that so I could protect your guys' name just in case one of them doesn't want their names on their YouTube video. But we'll just get straight to it. We're going to be talking about into detail on explaining a solution for these struggles in trading. So we're bringing it up right here. The first one right here is trying to find a play when the market is hardly moving. This is really common. It's been happening a lot recently in the past, I would say, probably like 3 months or so. This is probably one of the most common struggles of trading. There's a lot of factors that play into this, but trying to find play when the market is hardly moving. So there's many ways you can find a different stock that is moving, like something that is getting pumped and dumped, or getting chased. Huge news out of nowhere, and most of that is happening in small caps, which is not in the S&P 500. And usually that's when Twitter or something, any catalyst that comes out in the market, during the live market, just comes out, that gets pumped while the market S&P 500 is sleeping during lunch hour or lunch break, whatever it is. But when the market is barely moving, that's when I take a break from trading, because I don't want to get killed by choppiness. The market's quiet because of the East Coast lunch break. I'm not going to get myself involved into it, because that's usually when the market is going sideways, up and down, killing your premium on your options contracts. When I'm, desperate for a trade, or I am, just bored, this usually what I do is I go to my own scanner right here, and what I would do is I would set up my own scanner, just looking for something that has a really high volume. That's something that's popping in volume. What I would do is I add a filter right here. If you're on Thinkorswim, this will work right here for you guys. I would add 2 filters in the stock category, and then what I would use in the first one is I'd add the volume right here, and in the last price, which is going to be right here, volume. I would do over 50 million volume. 500, 5,000, 50,000, 500,000, 50 million right there. Oops. This is definitely not 50 million. Okay, so let's do. If you're on Thinkorswim, you cannot use comments. Commas, which is going to be harder. So we're going to do 50, 500, then 5,000, 50,000, 500,000, 5 million, and 50 million right there. That should be it. Okay, there we go. Now we have a volume that's over 50 million, and typically I would do that because something under 20 million is when something isn't really moving. If the stock is over 50 million, that's when people are actually playing it while the market is barely moving. For the second one, we're going to do the last price is, it's up to you. So what I would I do up above like $30, $50. It depends on what my preference is. But I would just scan it, and shows up right here. We got different tickers right here. PLTK, BAC, plug. Plug has been really high volatility recently, so that was a good play right there. Intel news last Friday, I believe. PLTK, never heard that one, but this scanner helps you a lot with finding what's moving while the market is sleeping. Typically, when the market isn't moving, I really don't look for something to play. But it's just, every day is different. Every day is different, okay? You can go on Twitter. You can go on stock twits. Make sure you're not getting screwed over by the pump and dumpers on stock twits, okay? The second one is going to be my job. There's a lot of people that are struggling to day trade on their job, but my best answer to that is I would just stick to swing trading. Just try your best to find a play in swing trading. Try your best to spend your free time doing some technical analysis and planning your trade, planning your entry, your exit, when you're on your break or when you're off on the day, and you can just spend your time doing some technical analysis, set up a plan, set some alerts. When you get that alert, make your entry and your exit, etc. Swing trading is one of the best ways of playing the markets. In my opinion, day trading is really hard, especially when you have a day job. So, best answer to that is stick to swing trading. Number 3 is not selling when up and ending up losing. That's really common. My answer to that is going to be when you have there's different situations. I'll explain right here. So let's say you're a smaller account. you buy one contract when you're options trader, right? Buy one contract, you're up on it, but then you end up losing, right? The only way to really answer that is if you know how to do technical analysis, you will know when to sell your contract. You will know when to sell, because once it's hitting that certain resistance and you're up on that, the smart way to do that is to sell right when it hits resistance or right below it hits resistance, so that you can avoid getting that big candle rejection, and then that's when you end up losing. So, technical analysis trader, sell when you are hitting a certain resistance or near hitting it. Another way, if you're an emotional trader, the best way I would do is, if you have one contract, I would just sell it whenever I see the gains in that single contract, and just keep repeating that strategy so that you can get the consistent gain and grow your account more. Keep going up, keep growing it. Once you get big enough, you can do 2 contracts, sell one at a 80% return on investment, and keep the second one for, maybe possibly more profit, or if it goes down 30% negative, that's when I would sell, and boom, I got 50% profit on my investment right there on my contract. So just keep growing. If you have one single contract, just take any profit you see on your single contract. Keep doing that on repeat. Stay consistent, and then you'll see your account growing. If you have multiple, let's say you have 6, and I'll explain my strategy when I'm trading. So when I'll buy 6 contracts a lot of the times, and that trade will be really successful, and that's when I'll start selling 2s. Okay, so I have 6, I'll sell 2. Let's say I'll sell 2 at 40%. I'll sell another 2 at 60%. I'll sell maybe 1 at 90%, and I'll keep my last one for possibly a triple bagger, 150%. Who knows? But that's when I will know most of my profit is secured, because I sold 5 out of the 6, and I'm just keeping 1 more in case there's another spike in the price. So just try to be really strategized your plan when you have your contracts in a larger position, like 6. You can do 2, 1, and then in the last one, do whatever you want with it. Just make sure you have the profits secured, more than 80% of it at least. So just make sure you are managing your position, okay? Next one is going to be knowing when to take profits and when to get back in. So this is a really good question. This is a technical analysis question right here. So I have a good example I found on my charts recently from DraftKings. So we're going to make a scenario right here. So what was the question again? Knowing when to take profits and when to get back in. So let's say you bought let's say you bought like right here, okay? Actually, no, let's say you bought on a dip right here, and you are up over here, okay? Let me zoom in a little better for you guys so you guys can see. We're going to say you bought at this candle on the bottom at 52.67, and you kept it all the way up to 54.86, and you're up 100% on your contracts or 2% on your stock, okay? When to take profits depends on what your strategy is. Are you going to keep it for long term? Are you day trading? Whatever it is, but if you're day trading, you always want to sell when it is hitting your resistance. The most of precision, or you can do all of it. It doesn't matter. Every trader is different. You can sell all of your precision right when it hits the resistance. And you can see I have resistance right here at 55.17. Right when it hits 55.17, it gets rejected. Okay, so that is when I will sell my profits. Take my profits right there. Okay, I'll take my profits right when it hits resistance, and when to get back in. I will get back in once we break above the 55.17. Okay, so it has not gotten above my 55.17 once on any of my time frames, 4 hours, and my daily chart. So I'm going to wait for any of the 4-hour candles or my daily candles to break above my 55.17. And once we do that, I will re-enter, which is right here, when to get back in. Okay. This is a really good question. I like this one. Good job on that one. The next one is going to be reacting to my emotions, what that forward thinking out the trade first. Best way to answer that is to make sure you have a plan for every single trade you make, entry and exit. Make sure you know where the resistance is, where the support is, where your exit, your entry plan is, okay? What's your profit goal, etc. You know where the indicators are going, how the market is doing. You have to know, you need a plan. When you're day trading, you can't day trade while you're blind out there, because you're not going to know what's going on. You're not going to know what the key levels are when you're day trading on the charts, right? So just make sure you have a plan. Set up your profit goal, stop loss, your charts, key levels, where the support is, where the resistance is, etc. So just make sure you have a plan. Don't ever trade blindly, okay? Knowing when to take profit or be greedy. I already answered that. I don't know why I put that there. The greedy part. Just make sure you're not a greedy trader. Greed is the worst enemy in any trader out there, especially for myself as well. I'll be sometimes greedy, and then I'll see all my profits wiped because I'm too greedy. I want more money sometimes, right? And then 2 minutes later, I see all my profits wiped in one single candle. Just make sure you sell when you're up on a trade. Let's say you're up 20%. That's good. 20% is great. I will take most of the position at 20%, and I'll keep the last for whatever percentage that we get extra. Okay. Stop loss, hoping and holding until it goes negative, and it goes till negative. Stop loss, I really don't ever use stop loss in options, because you can be going down 70% in a couple minutes, and then you'll bounce back to positive 30%. So it's very, very volatile on options, and stop loss is really risky because you can really blow up your count getting triggered on stop losses, and your trades will bounce back up after your stop loss gets triggered, and you'll end up missing out, going green. So hoping and holding, and it goes till negative. So I would really never hope while you're day trading. Never let emotions inside your mindset when you're day trading, okay? Only focus on the facts, which is the charts, okay? If you know how to chart, you will know emotions is terrible. Okay. Next one. One more thing about holding and going negative is sometimes, not every time your trade goes what you plan as. Okay. Sometimes you gotta let that rope go. You don't want to keep that rope burning. You don't want to keep that rope burning your hand, burning until you don't have your hand. You sometimes gotta let it go and forget about that trade. Learn your lesson, get over it, move on, and try to make that money back. And make sure you don't make that same mistake again. Okay. Next one is knowing when to sell. We already got that again. Exit strategy, cutting losses and listening to the candles. Exit strategy is when, earlier I repeated in the video, make sure you sell when you have the candle near hitting your resistance or hitting your resistance, and take maybe more than 80% of my position at the resistance and get back in once we break above the resistance. Okay, cutting losses. I'm not sure what you're asking about that, but listening to the candles is very, very important in technical analysis, especially when you're day trading. When you're day trading, I'm just gonna go on my 15-minute chart real quick. Guess what's important in day trading? Your candles. Okay, candles are super important in day trading. One thing about listening to the candles is price action and patterns. So inside these candles, they will tell you how strong, who's stronger based on the candle. Are the buyers stronger? Are the sellers stronger? And with patterns, is there a bullish pattern or is there a bearish pattern? So if you go in Safari, and you don't know about the patterns, candlestick patterns, I would suggest researching more on candlestick patterns, which can really help you identify which candle is bullish, which candle is bearish, if there's reversal coming while day trading inside these candles right here, and identifying the buyers and the sellers of each candle. So price action is super, super important when you're day trading. So don't forget about that research on candlestick patterns when day trading. Okay. One of the most important things, by the way. What's the next one? Patterns are easy, but strike selection, entry and exit strategy by Minas. So patterns are easy. That's true. Strike selection, entry and exit. So I'm gonna start with strike selection right here. So let's say there's a pop, right? Let's say something has a breakout of a pattern. Usually what I do is I don't calculate exactly, but I count how many days it takes in the previous place. So let's say for example, let's go on Apple on a normal uptrend, right? I'm gonna count how many days it went from $50 to $70. Depends on how many days it takes for that stock to go from here to down here. And I'll do the same thing with what's going on right now. And in a breakout or breakdown situation, I'll just go to my options right here and browse around the expirations and see what has a very high volume and what has a very high open interest. Usually what I mostly look for is volume and open interest, and whatever has the most interest in any of these expiration strikes right here. Expirations and strikes, okay? There's a lot of different ways of how to figure out your strike and your expiration, but once you start options trading more and more and more, you'll understand your strike selection and your expiration. Enter and exit strategy by Minas. Let's repeated that. Make sure you sell right when it hits resistance, and your support, whatever you're doing, calls or puts. Okay. One more thing is, another problem is I want to hold stocks that are long term and set stop loss. When it hits the stop loss, I was out and it bounced back fast that I can't catch it up. So if you're doing long term, I wouldn't really care about stop loss, um, because your mindset should be a long term situation. Don't worry about stop loss, because in the long term, the stock should be going up. You don't have to worry about the noise, the short term noise, day trading noise, nothing. Just make sure your stop loss is not a trigger situation. You don't want to put stop loss while you're long term in a stock. Just make sure you're doing long term and keep your mindset on the long term. Make sure you know the company. Look at the charts, see where the uptrend support is, etc. Make sure you buy at the support. Make sure you buy at any dip of that uptrend. Okay, when it hits a stop loss, I was out in the bounce. Once again, don't. If you're doing long term, do not have a day trading mindset. Super important to know that. Let's say you buy Tesla for long term. You're going to tell yourself, I'm going to set a $5 stop loss because I'm having a day trading mindset, right? You don't want a stop loss. You're going to keep Tesla for 5 years and you will see it 5 times the price of where it was. Okay? So, these questions are really good from you guys. I will do another one of these sometime in the future. But, yeah. So I hope this video helps you guys on my solutions to your questions. And if you have any more questions, please comment in my post or DM me, private message, whatever you want to do. Please ask me, and I will be glad to help you guys. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time.